massage I'm doing as best as you can. This is a nice beginner massage. I'm going to get it all spread out first. All right, you ready? I like to start down on the décolleté, where I come in and put a little pressure in the center of the chest, and then I roll circles out along the pectoral muscle, around the shoulders, and up the back of the neck to what we call the occipital ridge. We hold a lot of tension right there. Then I'm going to come down and I'm going to do it again. It's kind of a nice practice to do everything in threes. So we're going to do this move 3 times. Come up the back of the neck, give a little hold, and we'll come back down for our last lap here. Now while you have them at the occipital ridge, it's nice to give them a little turn. Remember that our head moves. And then you're going to work from your sternum or your center of your chest down, around and up. And then you're going to take your other hand and you're going to do the same thing. Down, around and up. Now you're going to do it again with your right hand. Down, around and up. And now with your left. Down, around and up. Down, around and up. Okay. While you're up this way and their head is turned, you can do some circles. When you move them downward, they're going to have a little pressure. Upward, no pressure. Downward, little pressure. Upward, no pressure. I'm not working on the center of the throat, I'm working on the muscle that runs along the side. So I'm doing a little down and then no pressure on the way up. Down, no pressure on the way up. Now we can go ahead and take these nice circles. We could do the same motion and work to the sternum, down the clavicle, around the shoulder, and up to that occipital ridge. Let's try that one again. Circle. Do 3 little circles. And now we're going to come down to the sternum, across the clavicle, around the shoulder, and up the back of the neck. How's that feel doing that? Good? Is it awkward? Yeah, okay. That's all right. You want to let it be awkward. Now we're going to go to the other side, but instead of just turning their head, I'm here at the occipital ridge. I'm going to go down, around, across, around, and as I come up, I'm just going to scoot her head to the other side. Yeah, of course. So we're on this side. Sorry. I have her here. I'm going to come down, around, across, around again, and as I come up, I'm going to move her head to the other side. You guys will get used to this one long continuous motion. Takes a little time, but you'll get there. So we'll start with the hand over hand. So we start at the sternum, come up, then your other hand, start at the sternum, come up. Is anybody a lefty in here? No? Okay. All right. We'll do our fancy little circles. Now on this one, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take it down to the sternum and around again. Down, cross and around, back up the occipital. Do our little 1, 2, 3 circles. Okay. And now we're coming down, around, up. We'll do one more. Okay, we're going to go ahead and finish up our décolleté massage by coming, just like we did to get over to the right side, we're going to do this to get back on our left side, and we're going to straighten her head out. Put a little pressure on the occipital ridge. Now these are called lobster claws. I like to kind of rest your thumb on the jawline. You might feel a little resistance, Elena, with if there's any kind of beard growth, you might feel a little stubbliness. So just check in with Peter and make sure it's comfortable for him. If not, you can go downward like this. Okay? So we're going to do these little lobster claws, and we're just pushing up this little muscle that we worked. Then we're going to skip over the center of the throat because we don't want a karate chopper in the throat, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Lobster claws. I'm kind of just grabbing her skin and pulling it up. Good. Now we'll come to the center of the chin, do these fancy little prayer hands again, and we can pull the facial muscles all the way up to her temples. I know. Okay. We can come down and do that again because it feels really nice. A little pressure at the temple. Everything in threes. Okay. This time when we go to the chin, we're gonna do these little like rolling, pinching motions. We're doing that because we sometimes have a little buildup of adhesion from the muscles of our face connecting to the bone. That connective tissue gets a little stuck sometimes and can cause wrinkles or cause dimples or just cause future damage to the skin. That's why the gua sha technique became very popular recently, because all of a sudden people know what adhesions are. So doing these little pinching and rolling motions kind of helps to lift the muscle, lift the skin off the bone. Everything in threes, so we're going to just do one more pass. Now, if you had a client that barely had any extractions and you've got a whole ton of facial left to do, moving nice and slow like this is going to get you through the rest of the facial. All right. So let's come up to the cheeks and let's find the cheekbone. And we're going to go underneath the cheekbone, starting at the little nasolabial fold or right here at the nostril. And we're just going to put down a little pressure and pull up toward you and release. And then a little pressure up toward you and release. We'll do it again, toward you and release. We're going to just slide a little ways down the cheekbone, and we're going to do that again 3 times. Pressure up toward you, release. Pressure up toward you, release. And again, release. Then you're going to slide a little further. Pressure, release. Pressure, release. Pressure, release. Come up around the eyes. Let's do some big circles around the eyes. How we doing, clients? I think that's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
All right. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to actually push down on the cheekbone. This is called the orbicularis oculi here. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to push down and release. And push down and release. And down and release. What do you think we're doing? We're draining the sinuses. Eminence is all about drainage. It's all about taking the stagnant fluid out of the face and moving it up and out of the way. Everything lays a little smoother when you don't have so much puffiness. Okay. Let's do nice big figure eights around the eyes. Next one we do, I'm going to stop in the center. I'm going to give the nose a little love. Just know that when you're over the nose, they can't breathe. Mm-hmm. So don't stay too much on the nose. I'm just giving the nose a couple little circles. Some people like to do this little pinching motion. All right. Now, along the brow bone, this feels incredible because I don't know anybody in Florida that doesn't have issues with sinuses. The little X's, and you're kind of pulling as you go. Those little X's can turn into slightly bigger X's by using 2 fingers. You can go across the whole brow bone if you wish, and across the little crow's feet area. Okay, now you can go full hand. We're doing our X's. Good job. And then we're going to turn our X around into a full hand pull. I am pulling her brows back toward me. I'm going to get my second hand. I'm landing soft on her face like I'm petting a butterfly. And I'm just pulling all that tension away. Bye-bye, tension. Okay. This is a wonderful segue to now take off the hair wrap and start on the scalp massage. I like to cradle their face a little bit, just give a little pressure, a couple seconds. And then I start with circles. You can count to 3 and then move. Count to 3 and move. And work your way all the way back to the crown of the head. Now, start working the sides. By this time, your client should be in La La Land. Okay. Bye-bye, client. Okay, you can do some little tugs. You don't want to hurt them, but you want to just kind of release a little tension. You can come back behind the ear. We're at that occipital ridge again. And we can start doing some circles behind the ear. I'm trying to include a little bit of the back of the neck. If you can see my hands, I'm kind of working this whole area. You can even turn your client's head if you want to get back there a little better. These little pulls feel nice. Oh, come on, really? Okay. Turn them gently. Work all this back here. Okay. And now the finale. We're gonna take the hair, pull it a little bit back toward us, and then push down on the sternum. You can't do it with Peter too much. But as I push down here, I'm giving her hair just the tiniest tug all the way to the tips of the hair, and then I kind of like float off. Usually by then you have a couple strands of hair you gotta shake off. And that is gonna wrap up my décolleté massage. Just nicely redrape the hair. And we'll just hot towel this stuff off our client. Remember to give your hands a little wipe too with the hot towel, just on the side you're not going to use on their face.